From the last lesson, we know that if we have a triangle inside a circle that's made with the diameter of the circle, then that triangle is a right angle triangle. Since that triangle is right angled, that means we can apply Pythagoras theorem if we need to calculate one of the lengths of the triangle. Now you should remember Pythagoras' theorem. It's c squared equals a squared plus b squared if you're trying to find the hypotenuse or the longest side, or a squared equals c squared take away b squared if you're trying to find one of the shorter sides. We're going to do two examples. First example, we've got a semicircle. Inside the semicircle is a triangle that's been made with the diameter, and we know that this side is 12 centimetres, this side is 8 centimetres, and we are wanting to find the length of this side, which happens to be the diameter. Now we know that this angle here is the right angle, which means the diameter is always the hypotenuse of the triangle. So the diameter is always C. So when we're labeling the triangle, the diameter is going to be C and the other two sides are going to be A and B. Once you've labelled your triangle, then you write down your Pythagoras theorem, which in this case is c squared equals a squared plus b squared because we're trying to find the hypotenuse. On the next line, put in your numbers, so 12 instead of a and 8 instead of b, so we've got 12 squared plus 8 squared. Calculate what that is, so it ends up being 208. At this point we need to square root both sides of the equation, and the square root of 208 is 14.4222051. It keeps going. So on the next line we're going to round it to one decimal place. So the missing side is 14.4 centimetres. Now we're going to have a look at the second example. So this time we know what the diameter is and we know what this side is, and we've been asked to calculate one of the shorter sides. We know that this angle is the right angle because it's opposite the diameter, and we know that the diameter is always the hypotenuse. So that means the diameter is C. B is the other side that you know, and A is the one that we're trying to find out. Now, because we're trying to find a shorter side, we're going to be using the other form of Pythagoras' theorem, which is a squared equals c squared take away b squared. On the next line, we're going to put in the numbers, so 10 squared take away 8 squared. Calculate what that is, and it ends up being 36. At this point, we need to square root both sides of the equation, and we end up with a equals 6 centimetres. So the missing side is 6 centimetres.